Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we are tired. We're also back with the finale for Farscape, so we need to perk up. We need to be ready for this finale.
I'm perked.
And if you're watching this, you know that we just dropped the penultimate episode and reacted to that. You're getting this the same day. Why? Why, you say? Why, Jeff? Why, Heidi? What put this on yourself to film another reaction on the same day and then have to edit it all and have to do all that stuff while we're putting it out because you've waited long enough.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic.
You've been a part of this ride with us for so long and been so great to comment and let us know your thoughts on the episodes and stuff like that, that we were like, why not? Why not put out 2 in one day just so they don't have to wait for the finale?
Yep.
So we saved you 7 days. You're welcome. We are back with the finale for season 1 of Farscape, entitled Family Ties, and I really hope Michael J. Fox shows up as Alex B. Keaton. That's my hope.
I don't think so, Tim.
We are going to jump into this finale in just a second, but first of all, we want to thank you for being along for 22 episodes now.
Oh my gosh.
Of Farscape.
Incredible. I can't believe we've already blown through one season. It seems like we just started this not too long ago.
That's right. And we appreciate all of you joining us for the ride because, one, you've been super kind.
Thank you.
Been cluing us in on things that we missed, been talking to us about the episode, about listening to commentaries that you've listened to and stuff that you learned there. All kinds of great stuff. Little things when you appreciate something Heidi says, when you appreciate something I said. And, it may seem silly because we don't know you. We're talking to a camera, but we do read your comments. And there are days when we're not sure anybody's paying attention or whether anybody cares. And then we read a comment where you call out something we said or whatever. And it just makes us feel good. Yeah. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. We will be back with Farscape season 2. We're probably going to take a couple of weeks off. We apologize for that. But, by the time we're recording this, it's right upon the holidays, so we're going to take a break from filming for a little bit. But you shouldn't have to wait more than a week or so for a new episode by the time you see it. Anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But we have enjoyed this ride so far.
Yeah.
Now, last episode, the penultimate episode, Bone to be Wild, was a little bit of hiccup for me.
Yeah,
I don't think it was as... Yeah, I mean, we were okay with it. But it just felt like a diversion from the kind of story that we were interested in. But I have a feeling that we're about to jump back into the thick of things.
For sure.
I'm excited
I hope so.
to see.
I mean, it's the finale. I would hope that we really focus on our main characters and kind of the background arc that we have been following since day 1 of this season. So I'm really excited to see where they're going with it. And I know... like I've said before, I have knowledge of this series, but I don't know when everything kind of fell into place. So I know Scorpius is going to be around for a while. I know that I think Crace is still going to be around for a bit. I feel like
So you think he's going to keep his command?
No.
No more Captain Crace?
Well, I mean, I think he's going to...
Monsieur.
I believe he's going to still... insist on being called captain, I think, because that just is his personality. But I know that I
don't care what he does in the bedroom, honey. That's none of my business.
Ugh. Yuck. I know that I'm almost positive that he doesn't go away completely. So I do want to see how that all plays out and where everybody lands at the end of this episode in this season and kind of see what they're setting up for season 2.
Well, if Crace doesn't go away, I have no doubt that Scorpius shall taunt him a second time. We have enjoyed the ride, and I know we keep saying that, but starting off with this show, one of the reasons we decided to react to it was that I was such a fan of it when it aired. And then I hadn't watched it for about 8 years. I think the last time I watched it through was about 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago or so, with my oldest child. And Heidi said numerous times that she missed out on that because she was working days back then, and she just missed out on that ride. But you had seen the Peacekeeper Wars, and you'd seen little bits and pieces of episodes here and there. Yeah. So you knew some things, but you were kind of going in relatively blind about some of it.
I'm still pretty blind about, I don't know, I was very surprised to see Chana and Scorpius and Talon pop up this season. I really thought that they were later on in the series just because of my general knowledge of the series. So I never seen any episodes all the way through. If I have, and I remember it, I'll call myself out, but I don't think I've seen any episode all the way through other than this season. So it just bits and pieces, pop culture knowledge, and that sort of thing, like catching the end of something or the
Right.
beginning of something on different cable stations. I didn't have this was HBO when it came out, right? This season.
No.
No?
Was it?
This
No.
first
Well,
season.
I saw it on Sci-Fi.
I feel
Almost
like this first season, I almost want to say that it did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't recall
Call me
off
out
the top of my head.
for sure. Let me know.
But
But either way, I didn't have cable when it came out, so or I didn't have the station that it was airing on, so I had no idea what I was missing out on. I just knew that there were people that were around me talking about it, but I never watched it.
But now, as we've gone through, my Swiss cheese brain has come in handy because there are elements of the first season, as you said, that I didn't think were part of the first season because all the holes in my memory of Farscape, it kind of meshed everything together. Somebody took the Swiss cheese and compressed it so that all the holes disappeared and it kind of became one solid thing. Sorry.
Now we're stretching out the cheese.
No, I'm not making more cheese references. I'm just meaning that, for me, some things that I thought happened one place actually happened another because my brain kind of compressed the time between them or flipped things around somewhat. So it's really been fun for me to kind of re-engage with this show after such a long break from it and remember why I love these characters and remember what it was that drew me to the show in the first place. And also to get to watch it with you because I get to see it through your eyes too and hear your thoughts and, about these characters and about the show itself. And then, we talk to you about it, of course, but then we also talk about it off camera sometimes when we're, talking about the ride that we've been on so far and how things have shaped up and that kind of thing. And it's really cool because she is my best friend to go through this with her and, get her thoughts and have this be something that we share now. So when we say thank you for joining us on this ride, we really mean it because we wouldn't have done this if we didn't think that there were fans out there that would really appreciate someone going through it, especially someone seeing it for the first time.
Yeah. I was just saying tonight, I am on a Facebook group and I mentioned to somebody that we're filming reactions to this. And like, as soon as I did, I was like, oh, I hope I don't have to say, please don't spoil anything. And then I found out that they actually are behind me in watching. And I was like, wow, how many years?
So you're the old pro now.
I am.
You're ahead of the curve.
So this is the air date on this says it was in 2000, like January of 2000. So 21 years later, I'm still watching it for the first time, but there are other people kind of engaging with it too. So we're really glad. I'm hoping that we've got like lots of great first time fans as well as like seasoned fans who saw it when it first came out and have really loved it through the years. So I'm
and
really
Swiss cheese people like me that saw it but don't remember it and kind of want to refresh their memory about why they loved it in the first place.
Yeah. Well, of course, you remember that you love it at least.
Of
So
course.
there's that.
And I think you hit on something. I think the testament to this show is that 20 years later, people are still finding it for the first time and engaging with it and loving it, and it feels fresh to them.
It's still relevant.
That to me is always the mark of a good show. Maybe some pop culture references don't fly. Maybe somebody's lost on this thing or that thing. But the characters and their journey and their connection to each other and all of those things still totally relevant, and they still work because care was taken putting this show together, and that's obvious.
Yeah.
There may be plot points that we disagree about here or there, but the show itself and the characters involved just stayed with me. So much so that it just seemed right if we were going to be doing this reaction thing, that Farscape should be one of the first things that we kind of tucked into.
Yeah.
But we knew it was such a big thing. We needed to get some of the shorter series that we were reacting to out of the way.
Not that, but
so
just
that,
so we had
could
time.
kind of have time to do 2 or 3 of these at a time and record them for you guys. So we appreciate so much you being a part of that ride for us. And we're not going to waste any more of your time. We're going to dive right into the finale here. Family ties. Here we go.
He's accelerating away from Moya. Let's be anything but surprised. Our weakest link is often the smallest.
Can't we do something?
He's about to exit the asteroid field.
Peacekeepers haven't spotted him yet.
but they will shortly.
Pilot, I shall attempt to contact him again.
Rygel, listen to me. And listen very, very carefully.
I have a particular set of skills.
Oh.
What the hell did you just say?
Something about his corpse and bodily function.
Oh, that'll help.
Rygel, what you are doing.
Why would the Hynerian be traveling alone?
How do they know?
Perhaps he wishes to become part of your...
That was
Collection.
that was cute though. He said, "Did you find my detail that was assigned to Watcher?" So that girl's already eating people.
I want my freedom. Interested?
Is it possible he's just stalling him for us? Right. Well, let's think this through. What do we know?
The map of this asteroid field you took from the botanist has allowed Pilot to plot Starburst's path away from the Peacekeepers.
Moya will not abandon her baby.
He was too young to starburst on his own. What if one of us did the same thing, but at the last second veered off straight into the bridge, a Trojan horse?
Won't cripple their operations.
And what if the transport is loaded down with explosives? What if we blow the holy hell out of their nerve center? Would that buy us enough time for the rest of us to get away?
Once seated in my Aurora chair, your hunger pangs will be the least of your discomforts.
With all due respect,
Will he even fit?
you won't get anything out of me that way. Look, if I were afraid, I wouldn't have come, would I? Pass the Turnium mollusks, please. Look, I know him. John Crichton will not be taken alive.
Well,
Fact.
Now he's telling the truth.
You are the only one of us who the Peacekeepers do not hunt.
I went down to their base with Crichton. They know who I am.
That is why you must wear these restraints.
I doubt I'll be able to subdue them with those.
When they board Moya, lock yourself in one of the cells, slip these on, and maintain no matter how many times they ask that we forced you to help.
Don't tell me how to lie. It's one of the best things I do.
You are a real pain in the EMA. But one I have grown to enjoy.
John, I've made new family here, surrounded by all of you. Now I sense it's coming to an end.
Well, it's a Jerry Springer kind of family.
What does that mean?
It's worth saying. You are family.
Officer Sun. Aaron. You and we've shared quite a lot in the time we've been together.
DNA for one.
true.
True that.
We learned some rudimentary science.
You've kept me alive when no one else could. There's no reason we all need to be recaptured. You have your prowler.
Don't think that option hasn't entered my mind.
Moya wants to know, have you come up with a name for her offspring yet, in case something happens?
Aw.
She doesn't want her son named by the Peacekeepers.
Please tell Moya that it remains my honor to name her son. It will be a good, strong name that he will bear proudly. In freedom, if I have anything to say about it.
I always forget how big Pilot is.
Tell her.
Yep. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Dad, this is probably the last note in the bottle you're gonna get. Things have gone bad here, and
We're all fine down
why
here.
don't I just start
How are
screaming
you?
and leave him a really happy memory?
When I was very young one night, a soldier appeared over my bunk. Battle-hardened, scarred.
Cool. Your father.
My mother. She told me that I wasn't merely an accident or a genetic birthing to fill the ranks, that she and a male that she had cared about had chosen to yield a life. Mine.
Huh.
And what about your father?
I know even less.
Well, Leave him a message. You never know. They might get it.
You're clearly not the one to decide my future, Grace.
You mean?
Well, you've lost control here, haven't you? Not that it troubles me, but this Scorpius fellow, he's obviously the one in power now.
Rygel just sowing the
Allow
seeds
me
of
to make a
discord.
case for my value in these negotiations. Is your death certificate proof you expired?
You're early. Come back tomorrow.
I am not your reaper. Scorpius is. Did you really think you could strike an honest bargain with a Scaran half-breed like him?
Okay.
The moment Crichton is in custody, he's ordered your execution to show everyone what he thinks of traitors.
Please don't shoot. Of course, I would have demanded the same precautions myself, but...
Off the throne sled, Rygel, and face down on the ground.
Well, hardly. Then I'd miss your reaction to whatever's about to happen.
Hey.
My boy Craig!
Really an awkward situation. However, I have asked Dominar Rygel the 16th for asylum, and he has accepted.
By the goddess, that's insane.
This Scorpius character is carrying Crace's mivongs around in his hip pocket.
He decided to take pity on poor Captain Crace.
I don't take pity on orphans, much less that butcher. However, as the mind that engineered our original escape, and virtually every correct decision since then, I recognize his value.
Like Crace is really going to help us.
No choice. He's a walking corpse on his own ship.
All the more reason why Scorpius would not let him go.
Again, for the tiny part of your brain that calculates strategy, we didn't present it that way.
You went there to sell us out, Rygel.
You bet your shiny blue ass I did. But I didn't, so make the most of it now.
Targo, there won't be much time later.
I know.
We've had our differences, but you've become someone I rely on now.
I've become similarly affected.
Ditto.
Sorry I didn't get a chance to meet your son, Jothi.
I miss being a part of his life more and more each day.
Your blood runs through him, Dargo. That's influence enough. I'm sure he's very much like you.
Hopefully his mother's nose. I thought I would live much longer.
I never thought I'd live this long.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Why would you ask?
I look at you, and I get homesick. I'm desperate for human male-to-male conversation. I figure cars, football, they're out of the question.
Do you think it's an accident? Our species are so much alike.
You know the answer to that?
No. It's one of the mysteries I will miss solving.
Yeah. Kind of makes you feel your mortality, doesn't it? Being in there. That's what it's like for us. Every day, every hour, every minute, every second with you riding our asses.
I understand you didn't mean to kill my brother.
Do you?
It was an accident. I realize that now, as I look back and try to understand it all.
You have any idea what you put me through? All of us through?
I thought it was about my brother. It should have been about my brother. Somewhere along the way, my priorities decayed. I realized I'd become more concerned with my own image and career.
Do you mean to help? Now's the time.